start it again. We'll start it all over again. I'm going to start it again. That's a good thing. That's all right. That's all right. Sometimes I forget to hit that little start button. Okay, let's play this again.
Although she said she couldn't do the same for everybody, she just wants to correct. That's when she came back and started to self-defense with the global center. Her whole heart was to trap her children there. She didn't struggle so easy just to get along, have enough to eat. She was careful, very careful. And there was the sister, Carla.
Okay, start again. And that's fine. I like to repeat this. And later today we'll have another voice with us. But right now I'm kind of working to get some other things to family and community. So we need to make it a simple broadcast right now. But I invoke the entire circle and circles. The light is on in all our hearts. We have with us marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers and water, hugs and love to all, both, and each and everyone as soon as possible. Now and as soon as possible. And we'll say again, the light is on in all our hearts. We have with us marvelous, miraculous, budding, blooming flowers, hugs and love to all, both, and each and everyone as soon as possible. And now and as soon as possible for everyone is Equinox QQ's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. And we'll say, let's love and live eternally young longest as Equinox QQ's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary, past, present, future for everyone, all, both, and each, and everyone as soon as possible. And let's say, let's love and live eternally young for all, both, and each, and everyone as Equinox QQ's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. As soon as possible. And did I say, let's say, Namaste, Mitakuya Oyasin, Mitakuya Koseveral, Kongstam Pax, Kwan Pax Culture, Bahaval Chayim Shalom Salam, Salam Shalom, Mirapati Pachanir, Ubuntu, Merci, Buenos Dias, Ciao, Shalom Zavad, Chinque, Chap Chap, Das Vidanya, Sayonara, and Chiri, did I say Tubesk? Sedlerk Tubesk, and good day and cheerio. And if I've left any languages out, you include them again. Let's live and live eternally young longest as Equinox QQ's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. Let's love and live eternally young longest as Equinox QQ's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary. And we'll drink the milk of human kindness, representing all, both, and each and every one, as Equinox QQ's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary, and especially celebrating and focusing on the importance of 2 to 3 years on cue breastfeeding for every holy baby girl and holy baby boy, past, present, future, regarding their mothers as goddesses in this activity, and the entire family community made more holy and made holy by supporting this, and especially fathers too. And we'll also celebrate the importance of the balance of love and work that makes that possible, and the importance of recognizing the importance of children and that time of life. So important for human bonding, and also recognizing the importance of loving kindness throughout our lives, past, present, future, the milk of loving kindness throughout our lives. As Equinox QQ's Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretary, I drink on behalf of all, of each and everyone, and representing all, both, and each and everyone as soon as possible. Very good. And we have with us the liquids of Purim and Passover, of the Vedic India ceremonies, Soma, and the Entheons of Eleusinian mysteries. And we celebrate the holy days of the promise of 50-50, the promise of a promised land, and the promise of eternal life. We put them all together, give everyone the numeral minutes. And so we'll drink, but these liquids, these sacramental liquids, and we thank Mother Goddess God for the marvelous fruits and grains that make these possible, but they are no more sacred than the milk. The milk is the most sacred apotheosis elixir for human beings, ambrosia. So, but we will drink these with reverence also, And on behalf of all, both, and each and every one, and representing all, both, and each and every one as soon as possible. As Equinox True Q's Co-Secretary General SZPECIALL. And we'll drink the water of loving, living planets that will reclaim and sustain our planet Earth and all our Earths to be, past, present, future, as Equinox True Q's Co-Secretary General SZPECIALL. I drink on behalf of all, both, and each and everyone, and representing all, both, and each and everyone as just possible. And now, okay, and we'll celebrate and re-celebrate all our birthdays, conception days, name days, and holy days, past, present, future, as Equinox True Q's Co-Secretary General SZPECIALL. Especially starting with our Shekinahs, all our Shekinahs, past, present, future, and then all our young Shekinahs and Hekinahs of our current generations right now, who are so important to our culture and to all of our generationality and to our world and worlds. And so especially the women and the youths, females and males, are most important. It's first, Co-Secretary General SZPECIALL. Of our equinox into solar, solar, into equinox, into solar, solar circle. We are always solar, solar, equinox True Q's, and equinox True Q's, solar, solar. And we celebrate and we celebrate all our birthdays, conception days, name days, and holidays as Equinox True Q's Co-Secretary General SZPECIALL. And I'll do it this way again. We'll celebrate and re-celebrate all our birthdays, conception days, name days, and holy days as Equinox True Q's Co-Secretary General SZPECIALL. And we have with us our Purim cookie and our Passover wafer. We are continuing to celebrate the holy days of spring because we are Equinox True Q's. It's always spring where we are at and where we are being represented. And our cookie from Purim is not a triangular hat of a demon, but it is a round hat, a crown, and a circle, representing a circle that females can form 50-50, to discuss 50-50, to just discuss parity, not patriarchy, anoint one another as goddesses, as they were in Atlantis, and then bring forth, after, say, gathering of 3 women, up to 5 to 7 or 11, then 2 young women, 2 young men, ages 37 and younger, thereabouts, and anoint them equally as apotheosis, also divine young spring goddesses and young spring gods of an egalitarian pantheon of all people, divine democracy that is not a patriarchal pantheon, but it has equality for both genders, and full equality and balance of love and work too, not just in name only, not just on paper only, but in fact. And we recognize that our Purim wafer is flat because the people under patriarchy are like I am right now, rushed. They're rushed because people are not practicing balance of gender, and as a result, the society tips toward testosterone, and everything is rushed. Oh, let me get our breads. Hold on one moment. Need to get the breads. They're in the freezer right now. And here we have our risen breads of egalitarian culture. Our risen females, a rounded bread, and our risen males, an oval bread. And because people are more well-rounded and they are softer and kinder and yet equally full of principle, they have the ability to stand up and rise up for principle. And that's why you see the risen breads. And we also include the grains of other cultures. We have oats and we have rice, reminding us of the gifts of the Mother Goddess on this and all our planets, and that we don't need to adulterate them with permaculture to give us the best outcomes agriculturally. And we also have the eggs of egalitarian culture. We start with, well, even one person can be a circle, at least in conveying the notion of a circle being important, and that's what I'm doing. So one person can be a circle process, in a sense, by conveying, and even role-playing, which I will be doing some of until people start coming into our broadcasts more regularly. And so here I am, but we also want to gather with two people, which you've heard me do many, many times on the broadcast, especially with Anna Marie and Patricia and some other people too, here and there, different parts of the world, especially in Canada, you've heard, and Raza and Sylvia, and Jocelyn, Kyra, and Elizabeth and Catherine. You've heard many voices, and they all have been interested in the New Millennium Golden Rule and what we're doing. And so we need for you to show your own gifts in doing that. And so we have two women together, and it's always surrounded by the presence of the Mother Goddess. She's always there. So that's always a third. But we like to gather with 3 women at the beginning, and then make it 5, 7, and then 7 to 11 women. Anoint one another as co-goddesses, as co-secretary generals, co-saviorats, equinox cubes. Then bring it to your midst 2 more people of each gender, 2 young women and 2 young men, and anoint each one of them into sisterhood, co-sister cousinhood, and co-cousin brotherhood. There we are, and that group, and you'll see that. And then we have put that all together, and we have the beginning of egalitarian culture. And when you do that, then when 2 women get together, they always feel more mutual respect, mutual interest, as well as affection and bonding, and it's always balanced. And also the same with sister cousina relationships with cousin brothers, females and males. All people are related at most 50th cousina and cousin from everyone else. So when you have egalitarian culture, repairing the eternal feminine by gathering the women first and then bringing forth the egalitarian couples, then each female and male pair and dyadic interaction in general is not marked by gender hierarchy, but is instead an occasion for give and take, mutuality, kindness, and mutual respect. And a subset of that is egalitarian marriage, very important, especially for the raising of children, but also for the binding of families together. And that's where I personally went very, very wrong in not understanding the importance of being amidst the family, because I had the delusion, really it was, that by writing and calling my family often, I would give them a sense of circle. And that did not work. And that's because they were already deeply embedded in patriarchy, and it was easily impacting the way their thought process was, much more than the extent that I would have thought, because I'm a very egalitarian person. So I miscalculated the extent to which they are embedded in patriarchy. So it's important for egalitarian couples to make the circle with their families, have frequent family reunions, and also for the balance of love and work for child raising to be optimal. A little bit of difference with a little bit more time with the young baby for the mother, but the fathers also must come into that relationship with a lot of love for both mother and child, and then be there as the child grows older, so that both parents are there for older children in a more balanced way. And that's an excellent thing for all our families. And we don't have it in North America. We're the only place in the world that doesn't have paid family leave, and we have absolutely no balance of love and work going on here at all. The women are being droned and masculinized or pacifized. And the men are turning into sociopaths who have no feelings for their children. It's a terrible thing that's going on in the United States. We have to change it. And in this region, I won't call the United States, in this region. And but we also want to include the egalitarian relationships of men, men and men together, equal, without submission or domination, based on income or size or birth order or nationality or race or class, or any of the false dividers that turn men against each other and cause crime and wars. And we want to say the importance of the yin and yang balance in each individual to bring forth this culture no matter what mess you're embedded in, and to talk about this no matter what you're embedded in. Okay, and so we've done that, and now we'll do our consciousness currencies. These are on 5050now.wordpress.com. These are our marvelous, miraculous, Margalian, Adelian, Morellian. Those are appellations because I don't know the actual names for some of the families, but very important. The Wienerian, the Feldmarian, the Margalian, the Wienerian, the Margalian, the Adelian and Morellian, the singing crickets and sunflowers, the silver golden Kindian, the Zalkindian, the Feldmarian, the Goldenbergian, the Goldbergian, the Kabbalian, the Millerian, the Sweet and Sagan, the all kin, all people of any kin names in our family. There's a whole bunch of different kin names. They're all included. And but we are starting with their great and grandmothers. So we are especially remembering, for example, Bessie as the most important, and her mother, let's say her name was Tatiana, we really don't know. And that's one of our most embedded. We have that culture is a very patriarchal culture, so we have to address there's a special need there. But we are, all of us on our Margalian through Feldmarian branches, descendants of Atlantis, and descendants of the Galilee, and descendants of France, and Hungary and Romania, in the Unitarian times, and the Vedic India. And so we are including all of that. And there's other branch names too, but that gives you an idea. And here we have the consciousness currencies. We start with the great and grandmothers and all their sister Kazinas, and then our current generations of all the Shekinas of our family who are in their adult, chronologically adult years, around age 38 and over, and then our younger people age 37 and thereabouts and younger, females and males, and they are all depicted on these, and these are each worth thousands and not thousands, zillions and trillions and zillions, and depict the new millennial golden rule and all its components. And that's what is a transformational step out of using the kind of gross domestic product money that we've been using into the genuine progress indicator and the new millennial golden rule with all its components. So this makes everyone into millionaires and into trillionaires and zillionaires. On this and all our planets. It gives you the entire universe. And so we'll make our kisses. And then we'll show our multi-branching intergenerational family tree. Same people. Let us thank, especially as Hera, Harriet, and Ray for gathering us within the memories of our family. And now lots of you know about this, so you all remember that they gathered women for decades at a home that was also a hat and halo and crown trying on place, because it was all about the self-esteem of women. And they talked about their families, they talked about their world, they talked about everything. And that's what we have forgotten. The women of our generation forgot how to talk and gather together. That's what we have to reclaim. So we thank Sarah Harriet. We also include Grandma Papa, Grandma Margulies, Ray and Clara, again, as Harriet and Jacqueline, Precious Antoinette and all her sister Kazinas and daughters, and yeah, there's many, you know, Rose, Adele, and Lily, and many, many more, and many descendants of that. And we also include Grandma Arisen Rose and all her descendants, and Shekinas, and also Grandma Papa, Grandma Marie, Annette, and Lynn, and Rachel, and all of the many others. We include Malka and Shirley. We include May. We include Gaugy's mother. We include Lillian Gay's mother. We include obviously Anna Maria and Patricia's mothers, great and grandmothers, Myrtle and Rose and Marie and Pearl. And all of these in an equal circle. Make a circle. Gather around us. Bring us all together. And then their spirits are here. I'm carrying their spirits, and I carry their spirits all the time, and they are always present in the Akashic record. I'm just bringing them together for you. And here we have our current generations of of current women that are very important to understand that they have been deliberately targeted for mind control by patriarchally controlled media, and that women in the media have been specifically chosen to be vapid enough to not tell the American women what's really going on in the rest of the world for 25 years. And so we want to liberate all these women, Marion and Victoria, Julianne Marie, and Barbara, Susan, Jennifer, Marcia, Denise, and I should say a couple more of our Silverkind, Batya, Helene, Sally, Sherry and Sally, and many, many more there, and Arlene, remembering Thelma and Lee, and also we also want to include Georgine with Naomi, with many, many more on the Goldenberg branch, lots of Juliannes and Rochelles there too. Julianne, Anna Maria, and with her sister Julianne, and of course Anna Marie, and Ma Patricia with Laura and Sophie and Martha and Pauline, and also Donna and Diana, remembering Barbara and remembering Donna's both mothers, her birth mother and adoptive mother, and all of the, and remembering now we're also including Oprah's family, so we're including Vernita and Hattie Mae, and there's some others that we're going to be including, and remembering Patricia and this generation. The Patricias would be in this generation, and with Oprah right here, and so including all those. And then we have our younger people. We are including especially Hadass and Rachel Marie and Danielle Juliette and Stacey Anastasia. Oh, I neglected to mention Cheryl and Meredith in the other group, and Carrie and Mary. Okay, and we also have among our younger people Hadass, Rachel Marie, Danielle Juliette, Stacey Anastasia, Soma, Vanessa, very marvelous, all on my branch, very close to me, Vanessa, and but no more so than these other young women. They all need each other. They need each other. And Vanessa and Hillel and Ashira and Nama and I neglected to mention in the above generation Robin and Esther, and we also want to include Beth, and we want to include Soma, I've mentioned that, and Sandra and Rebecca and Abby and Sarah and many, many more. And then we also have our young men, and we also want to include now, in addition to also Anna Marie and Ma Patricia's line of equally important, even really should say them first, April and Angeline and Edith and Rosa, and we also have all our young men. We are including with us here the young Native American men, Ben, Shannon, and John. We are including our young Middle Eastern, Israeli and French, and of course Atlantean heritage, and that includes Yishai and Harlan Lisaviz, and Yishai and Ross and Marcel and Jared, and also we also need to include among the young women, I've neglected to mention Hesperus and Athena, and among the young men Eric and Atani, and many, many more. Atani and Eric, and many, many more. Let's put Atani first. He's on the Margulian line, and then Eric and many, many more. Did I include? I think I said Abby and Sarah. So we include all of these young people, and we anoint them all. You're all co-goddesses and young co-gods of an egalitarian pantheon. There's no gender hierarchy here. The women are considered just as importantly powerful as the men, just a slightly different subset of expertise and areas of strength, but they overlap. And so we'll give everyone kisses. Okay, and then my branches closest to me, and if you are here, you represent your branches closest to you. my sister and I with our mother and great grandmothers, and we have with our great and grandson, our nephew's son, is with Vanessa with her family. And let me really start with Vanessa's family, because you know they really come first, because we are starting, and we should have when my sister and I were young. Had we had our act together about what was already beginning to be known about the divine feminine, we would have anointed Julianne Marie and I. At the same way, I want to anoint Vanessa, and I neglected to mention her younger family, Julia Raquel, and Sharon and Lynn also. And so also mentioning here with the mother, Victoria, and Mariama, Libertia, and Estrella with Vanessa and Julia Raquel, Lynn, and Sharon, and also Julianne Marie and I, in the context of all our great and grandmothers who we've mentioned to begin with, especially Ray and Hera, Ray and her Harriet, and First Antoinette, Rosa Rose, and also in the sister Gazinas, the famous ones, and also our young great and grandson, nephew son here, Harlan Elizabeth. So all equally important. This is my branch. Where's your branches, Mary? And where are your branches? And Julianne Marie should be coming to this. And Barbara, where are your branches? Where are they? Your daughters should have been brought by you here a long time ago. I'm very amazed at how you're all preventing yourself from coming, and what you're doing to your children and to your world and to yourselves and to each other. Low self-esteem is eking from you all. So let's, instead of that, let's lift up your esteems and call you all Co-Secretary Generals, Co-Secretaries, and we'll give you kisses again in the larger circle. And did I give this group of certain kisses? I'm not sure. Did I make sure I do it with the kisses? Kisses are very important for the divine feminine. Okay, so if we do it again. Okay, and now we have our larger circle. Again, we'll do our kisses again. And then we always add by showing our bowl, clear bowl filled with fruit. We'll start fresh. We'll pick Parity Paradise on this and all our planets, and we'll say no to patriarchal planeticide, which we are currently experiencing. We are killing our planet right now. It's being killed. It isn't dying naturally. It's being killed by adulterating technologies and all kinds of the wrong technologies in the hands of imbalanced communities and families that are promoting male over female repeatedly in every decision-making area. And that is so much killing us very quickly. So let's turn that around. We'll pick Parity Paradisal. Past, present, future is Equinox True Q's, Co-Secretary Generals, Co-Secretaries. And we'll say again. Say again. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, all the blessings and all the greetings and all the heritages of our earth and our earth, past, present, future, as Equinox True Q's, Co-Secretary Generals, Co-Secretaries. And we'll say again, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, all the blessings and all the greetings and all the heritages of our earth and our earth, past, present, future, as Equinox True Q's, Co-Secretary Generals, Co-Secretaries. And that's going to be our ceremony. I'm going to just record that, make sure that that is recorded, and so I can refer you all to it. And I'm going to do a little bit of individualistic going around in the circle, but it isn't very individualistic, because I always refer to the circle when I call everyone and ask you why you're not coming, and refer you to how quickly you can come. I want to say very clearly to the mothers of the younger people on this family list, all of you, your children are at risk because of what you're doing, and some of you are at risk because of what you're doing. You are risking one another's very incarnations right now. Your not coming is a cruelty. You need to come. You are so paralyzed that you're doing something that's cruel. You know, there is something sad, terribly sad. You are like, in many ways, like that character in the Manchurian Candidate. You have been programmed in a way to hurt yourself and hurt those that you love. You have to free yourself from the mind programming, and you need to come to the broadcast. Know that you're going to be engaging with some very famous people here again and again and again, and you are more precious than they are. I love you, and I'm going to go ahead and send this message.
Please enter your PIN followed by the thank you. To stop, this session is no longer being recorded.